right, good morning, everyone. Coach Lees is here. So, Coach, the tough week road trip, but a lot of good things out of your club. You got the power, you got the long ball going for you guys. So, what did you see from your club last week at Long Beach and USC?
Well, Long Beach didn't go exactly as planned, but I did see some good things out of it. Saw some things from some good young kids. John Burkhart coming off the bench and hitting a three-run homer. Justin Hare hit a long ball. J.J. Hancock. Who was the other? Yeah, Dylan Plew, another freshman who has been seeing the ball very, very well. So excited about that part. I really thought we hit some balls hard all night long, and I thought we were seeing the ball. I thought we were in control of the strike zone. Really good things on the defensive side and pitching wise. You know, probably not our best appearance. But we moved on from that and went on down to USC and kind of continued that lack of being in the moment and lack of being precise and being on the mound and not throwing the balls where we want, and a lot of balls being left up in the zone. They got a lot of good swings, and then we weren't able to even when we walked a guy, we'd boot something or vice versa, and so never really got going. That part again swung the bat pretty good. We had some balls that were hit, on the screws all night long, but we couldn't get that stop that we needed to stay in the ball game. And on Saturday, I thought, I don't think we played that bad. One of the few games I've ever, maybe coach have been a part of that. We played clean baseball. We made great defensive plays out in the outfield and the infield. Walker was good. We left a couple runs out on the bases that we could have probably got going there, but it was still a step in the right direction as far as better baseball. And then Sunday, we came out and just played very good baseball. We threw a lot of strikes. We played great defense, and we executed all phases of the game offensively. And we were able to get out of there with a win and get back and kind of hit the reset button this week and get ready for Cal State Northridge.
A couple guys that got going late in that USC series, Corey Meyer and then first baseman James Rudkin. Even Dugan Shire had a big day on Sunday. So what have you seen from maybe those guys that got going at the end of the series? Hopefully to keep that going this weekend. What have you seen from those guys the last week or so?
Well, Corey's done a really good job all year at the plate. He's been able to hit, fastballs, off speed. He's done a really good job hitting in the 4-hole. Rudkin, probably his best weekend all year. Played very good defense. Was very, very solid at the plate. I think he hit 4-something for the weekend. Drove in a couple runs, and really helped us get going. We had a couple kids that didn't have their best outings, throughout the weekend, and we were still able to hang in there. Seeing a kid like Dugan Shire, center fielder's been. The center field position has been a revolving door, trying to find somebody to fill that role. And we're going to try, Danny Sinatro this weekend, rotate him in there a little bit, see if we can get him going. We have big plans for him, but it's been a transition from going from the infield to the outfield, and he needs time to do that. And so we've been working with him for about almost a month now. I'm making that transition. I think he's fast. I think he can hit, and he's a hard worker. And so he'll share some time out there in center field with, some others as well. But Dugan was, it was nice he showed up. It's kind of, he's a little more aggressive. It kind of, when he got to the plate, it's like, what, I'm tired of this. Yeah, I'm ready to go. So we got a couple knocks, and we needed him. And it really helped us get going to get the, start down at the bottom and get that thing going down up to the top. Blake Clanton had a huge series for us. The 2 out of 3 games that he played down there, I think he hit 430 or something right in there. Had a long ball that was very much needed, and as far a ball as I've seen hit in a long time. So hopefully we can get him rolling a little bit now that he's got a role that he can clean to.
And then on the mound, talk about how much fun it's been watching Cody Anderson throw. And Sunday you saw the personality and the mustache and the hair and everything on TV. But how much fun baseball-wise has been watching a guy like that attack hitters every Sunday?
Well, Cody is he knows who he is. Does not try to be somebody he's not. And you see that when he's on the mound. He's got his own personality. He brings a great personality to our dugout, to our team. His energy is catching to others. He's very excited when people around him do something good, and he celebrates that like he's a team member. And because of it, he's able to kind of loosen up and pitch the way he wants. And, we've played pretty good behind him. And there's no secret to the personality that he is on the mound, that he keeps, the pace going. He basically calls his own game. And he's an older, being a junior. He can control the running game a little bit. He truly understands the importance of 90 feet, from first to second, second to third, with the number of outs and stuff. And he uses that to his ability. And but it's been fun, especially this last weekend. He's the personality is something I kind of have to walk away from. And he knows it. I've told him it's a bizarre deal, but I love it. And he's got the dugout going the whole time and believing, and that's the most important thing to me. I don't, if you're giving and you're working hard and you're wanting to have success for this team, I'm all in. There's various ways it can be done, but his is unique for sure.
And then talk about Cal State Northridge, a team that took 2 or 3 from Vanderbilt a couple weeks ago, and a good starting rotation. What do you know about Cal State Northridge so far?
Well, they're really similar to us offensively and defensively. They've got some good power numbers. I think they got 18 homers, so it's a few more than us. Their field plays a little bit smaller, but I don't know how much they've played there. Their starting pitching's outstanding. Their top 3 guys have under a 3 ERA. First guy's going to run under a 2. So I know that they're strike throwers. Head coach there runs their pitching as well and does a fantastic job. I've known Coach Moore for a long time, and I know that his teams, the way that he recruits, the players he recruits, they're going to do a very good job and be ready to play for us. And for us, like I said earlier, a little bit of a reset. Now that we've got 4 games away from home, we came back. I thought our kids showed a lot of character and pride, and getting that Sunday win and not giving up, and then be able to come home and get organized a little bit, maybe get some more bullpens. We threw some kids yesterday that did not get as much time on the mound last weekend, and they faced some hitters that didn't get as many ABs last week. Again, trying to encourage those kids that we're going to need this whole team as we go on. Somebody's going to emerge on the mound and defensively and at the plate that we're going to need. And so trying to put a lot of time and make sure that those kids feel that they're a real part of this team, because they are. And it went well. And then we'll go down to Cal the following weekend. But first things first, we need to play good baseball on Friday night. Damon Jones needs to come out, throw like he can. We need to play defense like we can, and using effective offense like we can.
Do you have any idea who's going to start on Monday yet?
Yeah, A.J. Block will start on Monday. Yeah.
So you've been getting a lot of production from the bottom of the order. How has that helped your team?
Well, it's helped it because the top of order's done such a really good job, and we've tinkered around with moving Andres up a little bit. I think we hit him in the 6th hole, on Sunday, and we moved some kids down to maybe create an idea, because we were getting a lot of kids on base in the middle of that order. And Andres is the type of kid, and is an idea that I actually got from Coach Holliday at Oklahoma State. We run through the same type of, resembles the same type of ideas, that we're having trouble moving kids in the middle of that order. And we took a kid named Tim Arakawa, who could hit, who could bunt, who can, hit and run, do all those things. But he was kind of in no man's land. And so by putting him in the 5-6 hole, when all those guys are on base, we're able to, hey, if we need to bunt, we can bunt here. If we need to hit, we can hit here. If we need to score, we can score here. And so it gave us some flexibility when you're getting in that 5-6 hole. And so we tried that out this weekend. It worked on Sunday. We had some power down just below with Clanton after Alvarez, who's a good athlete as well. And moving Hare down, getting him to see a few more baseballs. Because he's as talented as anybody around. He has real power, but I thought it'd be a good chance for him to see pitcher a little bit longer, maybe gain a little more information about the off-speed stuff, what he's throwing for strikes, what he's not throwing for strikes, to maybe get him going. So.
So saw JJ make a few really nice catches. He's been putting up some pretty good numbers. What changes have you seen from him from last year to this year so far?
JJ's another unique kid. He wants to do well. He's a very giving kid. He'll do anything for this team. He does not like it when he does not perform. It's very tough on him, and we're working with that because, I know that it's because he cares and he wants to do well, but starting to slow down a little bit and kind of, go one pitch at a time. And the thing I was very, most impressed with on the Saturday and Sunday of last week is that prior to those games, we talked about defensive RBIs, basically with the idea is, fellas, if we can play good defense and make a good catch or turn a double play, that's just as good as any RBI at the plate. And consequently, those things both happened on Saturday and Sunday. We made great plays. Hare made great plays, even though he wasn't super good at the plate. He made some great plays on Saturday. And then Andres, doing his deal in the middle infield, and Plu made a couple really good plays, turning double plays, and then JJ with the catch where he went over the fence to do that. I don't think JJ had a hit all weekend. I think he hit some balls hard, but he made some really good catches, and we needed that. And that's what's one thing we do know is that you can always play great defense. So
we talked about it a couple weeks ago, and I went through and I looked it up. 46 of your 104 runs have come with 2 outs this year. So how have you been able to extend innings and keep that inning alive with 2 outs?
Well, that's our team right there. They've it's funny you talk about that because that's when I looked at the first weekend and kind of sensed something in our team that about having 2 outs, and started looking at, gosh, we're scoring a lot of runs with 2 outs. This is impressive. I mean, 2 outs and nobody on, where we're getting a leadoff walk or a 2-out walk and then a hit and then we score. And I've been very impressed with our kids that way about never giving up innings completely. There's just been less than a handful of innings. I go, what in the world were we doing? We might as well have vacated. It should have been a 7-inning game with that inning, but these kids have grinded it out pretty good, and that's one of the things I really enjoy about being around them is that they typically don't just give it away, as far as the outs and things like that.
Any questions on the line for Coach?
Hey, Coach, it's Chaz. How you doing?
Good, Chaz.
Hey, did you expect Dylan Plu to be a fixture top of the lineup as a true freshman?
I did not expect that in August. I got to be honest. And he's really slowed some things down to be able to compete at a high level, especially at the plate. He is one of the best eyes for the strike zone as I've ever coached. And there'll be some times I'm sitting in the third base coach's box, and at about the time the pitch crosses the plate, I give it the, oh, geez, how'd you not swing at that? And umpire calls it a ball. So he's very aware of what his strike zone is at the plate. He is getting better at second base. It's kind of foreign land to him. We just started him in January when we got back from break. I've been working him out at third and short, and it was evident that the 2 kids that were going to play, if they were healthy, play short and third every day were Matheny and Alvarez. They were hitting, they were playing defense, and then as we started going through winter workouts, we need to find a place for Dylan Plu. He's got a really good plan at the plate. He needs to play, and it was a wide open position when we got back from break, and he's done a good job. He learns more about playing second base every game, and he's very open to. I think Dylan would play anywhere to help this team, but he's got a good ticker for doing baseball things. I often see him in the dugout trying to calm down some of our older kids when they get back off the field or from a plate appearance. So that's a good thing, for our coaching staff as we look forward.
Thank you, Coach.
Anything else on the line for Coach Lees?
Marty, this is Michael Sean with the Daily News. Can you hear me okay?
I sure can.
You mentioned down in L.A., or I guess Long Beach as well, that the guys maybe weren't good at being in the moment. Can you expand on that a little bit for me?
Well, I guess being in the moment, expecting a ground ball being hit to you, expecting a fly ball to come to you, anticipating the next play, if it doesn't come to you, pitchers on the mound getting over to first base to cover. And I guess when you look at pitchers and the things I'm thinking about being in the moment is maybe taking a step back, relaxing, and then making your pitch. We didn't do that, a number of times, and we let it get away from us. So we talked a lot about, as we will always, when we talk about being in the moment, is taking a step back, take a deep breath, get your thoughts, get your ideas, get your pulse right, and be ready for a pitch, be ready for a ground ball, be ready for a fly ball, things like that.
Was Sunday just good for your team mentally? With how you mentioned the trip not going as you wanted it to go. You get on the plane, with at least a win. Just as you guys want to reset for this home series.
Well, I think this team showed me a lot on Sunday. They could have easily cashed it in. They had 2 very poor days of baseball. One day that was okay, but we still lost. But they could have cashed it in and said, you know what, let's just get on the bus and go home. But they did not. They came to the yard with the intent to win, and showed me a lot, and I think showed themselves a lot too. What can happen when they just play good baseball. And so living in L.A. and coming home with a win was huge for us.